We're going to let the comments, everybody get up in here. We're going to let everything get going. 20 to 25 snaps for Zeke from Rap Sheet. Yeah, no shot. What's up, everyone? This might be the most exciting time of the entire year, better than Christmas. It is, look, I'm a Packers fan, so Thursday was fantastic. Let's get this mic right by the mouth. I'm excited. 10:54, we're about 5 minutes early because I wanted people to be able to file into this. And here's the thing. We're now live on YouTube. The notification just got sent out to everybody. I'm not answering questions here of, Sal, what are the three best cash wide receivers? No, we're not doing that. If you're a Patreon, you know the tiers. Otherwise, you could ask me 2v2s, right? These two guys or these two guys. This guy or this guy. I'm not here to give you my favorite quarterback for cash. No, we're not doing that. There's a reason that I have Patreon tiers. There's a reason that is for people who want that sort of content. So yeah, I'll answer 2v2 questions. I'll answer any overall slate strategy, pivots, things like that. So yeah, let's get it. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Tom? Jabril Patterson, ownership on Mahomes. It's going to be low for every single quarterback. Nobody I expect to be well above 10%. So play whoever you want at quarterback. You can easily get different by just not playing Mahomes or playing Jameis Winston or guys who probably get closer to 10%. But again, it's so small. You're choosing a 7% quarterback compared to a 10. It's not going to change your way of winning just because of the ownership there. I want your lineup. Make me money, says Alex Pike. Yeah, I don't give anybody lineups. Once the games are already locked, I'll probably post my cash lineup on just Twitter, maybe Patreon. I don't really want to post it on Twitter. Look like a gimmick. But for people on Patreon who are wondering where I ended up in cash, I'll show you. Right now, my cash lineup is pretty much all done. Everything's pretty much all done. I'll be on here till noon. Last second news in terms of 11:30 when those come out. What's going on, Dave Jones? Mahomes and Kelsey or Wentz and Ertz? Mahomes and Kelsey for me. Vernon Davis, question mark. I don't have any interest in Vernon Davis. I'm not getting cute. Don't get cute at tight end. If you're gonna you have a $3,900 Hunter Henry who's in a fantastic spot. You have a $3,500 Delaney Walker who's okay, and Austin Hooper at 32%, saw 5.5 targets per game last year, had over an 80% catch rate. Don't get cute at tight end. Stop punting tight end to get your 0 points. It doesn't make any sense. There's logistically like 5 to 6 tight ends that are playable every single week in DFS. Just stick to them and stop trying to find the random touchdown from dusty old Vernon Davis. Godwin or Westbrook? Godwin by a mile. The price points are different, though, so you have to see what else you're doing there. Jackson and Ingram and Ravens D. Yeah, you can go that route. That's the only players I play from that team. Sal, Derrick Henry today? No interest in Derrick Henry at all. I see you're doing your thing with Awesemo. Probably late to the party, but congrats, bro. Many more big things coming your way. I appreciate that, Cornell Richardson. How you doing, man? Hope your morning's going well. I appreciate that. What's up, Sal? Thanks for the info. No problem, Christian. Jarvis or Damian at flex? Neither. Are you talking about for season long or if you're talking about DFS, neither of those guys at flex, in my opinion. Jones low owned for his potential thoughts. Jones who? Marvin Jones. I love Marvin Jones today. He's the same price as D.D. Westbrook. It's called same price syndrome. People aren't going to play him at all. He's going to be like 5 times lower owned than DD. DD's in a fantastic spot, but so is Marvin Jones. Detroit has a high total. They want to run the ball more, so that's kind of a concern. DD's in the slot against Fuller, which is fantastic, but DD's going to be 25% owned, and Marvin Jones is going to be 5% owned. So it's just a matter of their projections grade out very similar for me. Their Vegas implied receiving yards are very, very close. DD has like 4 more yards. So at that point, in terms of GPPs, give me Marvin Jones. In terms of cash, well then, yeah, DD's obviously the choice there. You're not taking risks in cash. You're taking risks in GPPs because if you play your cash lineup in a GPP, you're going to maybe min cash at best and not do anything. Who would you stack with Goff? Who would I stack with Goff? All 3 wide receivers are in play in Todd Gurley, so you can make your stacks from there. Kittle or Delaney Walker? Kittle by far. But there's a price difference there for sure. What's going on with Diggs? Does he affect taking Thielen? Well, Diggs is going to play. He's going to play limited. That scares me. He plays terrible when he's playing limited, so I don't have any interest in Diggs. Thielen's obviously a great price point at 6,800. Thielen's going to go to the outside, though. People don't realize how he's going to the outside. Chad Beatty's going to be in the slot, where Thielen was going ballistic last year. Thielen will still be fine, but overall, I'm very low on that overall Minnesota passing game. By the way, let me know how many people are watching here and there if you possibly can. I want to see if we can eclipse like 100 people live. For the Thursday night slate, we hit 400. I know there's a lot of people going live for this, though, so there's a good chance that a lot of people aren't watching me, which is totally fine. I just want to kind of have an idea of how many people are viewing it at all times. We're like 5 subscribers away from 7,500, so if you're not yet subscribed, hit that button, damn it. Football's here. What's up, Sal? It's football season. I want your NBA streams. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, I can't wait for the NBA. That's my favorite DFS sport by far. Lamar or Winston? It depends. If you're playing, they're both fine options. If you ask me to pick one of them, if you have the money, I would probably get to Winston. Paul Bond says, we are. Penn State, baby. Let's go. Played terrible last night in the first half. Second half, it looked like nothing was different in terms of playing a terrible team. Season long says 6. So season long 6. What was your question? Jarvis or Damian? Jarvis in season long. They say that McCoy's going to only get 15 or 20 snaps. Actually, I changed that. Damian. They say McCoy's only going to see 15 or 20 snaps. He's a dusty old trash can in my opinion. So give me Damian. Jimmy G or Josh Allen at QB? Jimmy G. Good, brother. Thanks. Football finally. Hell yeah. You seem hungrier now that you're stepping your game up with Osmo. Man, I've been hungry nonstop, Mike Pina. I'm not stepping my game up. My game has been the same. They just reached out to me a few times. At the beginning, they wanted me to terminate my YouTube channel. I said no, and then we kind of came through an agreement that I could do everything that I want on my own, and I'll help them out in a contractor role. But yeah, overall, not hungrier. I've been as hungry as I have been 11 months ago when I started this channel. I made a stream, I made at least 2 videos, at least 1 video a day for 11 months, and a lot of those days 2, including live work. So I appreciate it, Mike Pina, but the grind's not stopping, man. It's just not. Do you like Matt Breida? Matt Breida's tournament-only upside. I get it. He's like a sexy tournament play. He'll be on the field for 40% of the usage, probably behind Tevin Coleman. He's in a game script where he'll probably be on the field a lot as the better pass-catching back between him and Coleman. So in terms of he's a very fringe play for me. I'm not getting to any, though, in my opinion. What's going on? Good morning, Ben. Tyler Boyd or Godwin? Same price on FanDuel. Godwin. Kerryon Johnson? I imagine that's a question mark, David Dabbs. I like Kerryon Johnson. Manning or Fitz? Fitz. Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray? Lamar Jackson. Cup or Cooks? Cup and cash, Cooks and GPP. Thoughts on Mark Ingram to be contrarian? I don't have interest. He's going to get a lot of carries, which is fine, but they're also going to run Justice Hill. They're also going to run Gus Edwards. Lamar Jackson's probably going to run the ball 8 to 10 times in that game. So, yeah, they're going to run a lot. Mark Ingram should still see 15 to 18 touches, but not a lot in the passing game, obviously. There's just so many better options. I don't think that that's a good contrarian pivot to all the value that you're seeing at running back. Do you like Carson? I love Carson. 64, 86 people watching. Okay, thank you. Yeah, if you guys can just randomly let me know when there's 100, when there's 150, if we ever get there. So I appreciate it. This was technically the time we're supposed to start at 11, so I appreciate it. Hey, Redfish Nick, what's going on? Good morning from Houston. Good morning. Good morning. Stay cold down there, I guess. Thielen or Turin Hill? Who's Turin Hill? Tyreek Hill? Thielen there. What's going on, Mike Lowry? Coleman or Breida? In GPP's Breida, just because he's going to be probably. I don't know actually. They're going to see similar work. I'll go Breida because it's going to be a more pass happy game script. Love your new format, bro. What's my new format, David Dabbs? What is it? Have you not been here? Are you just like returning from last NFL season? Then yeah, but I've been doing this for. I've been doing this right now for the entire. Somebody tweet me the link to this so I can retweet it. But I've been doing this for NBA and MLB, same stuff, type of stuff, data and all that. Can somebody please tweet me the link? I would really, really appreciate that. If you could just tweet me the link and I could retweet it because I don't want to go in and snag it quickly. I'll keep answering questions so we can keep this going. Kerryon or Chris Carson? Carson for me. Good luck today, Big Sal. Dart throw Hardman from KC. I'm not going to dart throw him. If you're going to dart throw anybody, dart throw Sammy Watkins, who will be on the field more. It's only like 4% owned. High on Todd Gurley and Lamar Jackson. Yeah, those guys are good to be high on. I'm very high on Todd Gurley today. I play cash, right? So it's tough to get the Todd Gurley in cash. Today I'm going to be playing about 10% of my exposure, so about like $200 to tournaments. And the rest is going to be cash because I think that's how you should play. Just my opinion with the bankroll that I have. If you have 50 plus grand to play, well then yeah, play more in the tournaments. But I don't. I have a 5,000 to 10,000 to be playing. 10,000 really this season, and I'm not playing it all week 1. DD or Josh Gordon? Are you talking DFS? DD. Best 3 wide receivers under 6K GPP. Yeah, and like the best 3 wide receivers under 6K. For a GPP. In terms of getting different, I'm not going to give you the chalk because we're not talking about cash. So the people that want me to say D.D. Westbrook, we're not talking about cash here. He's a great wide receiver today. But I'll give you Marvin Jones. I'll give you Calvin Ridley. We're talking under 6K. Marvin Jones, I'll just go from the 4 to 6K range. Marvin Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Cooper Kupp for GPP, best under 6K. Those aren't the normal names you've been hearing this week, but they shouldn't be because if you want me to say Tyler Boyd, you want me to say Tyler Lockett, who's still a fine play, you want me to say Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel I think is a bad play in really all formats. I think you can get to him in GPPs if you're stacking the Rams, but he's just way too overhyped. He's good. He's a good price point, not a cash play. He had a very high ADOT last year, which means he's very similar to Deshaun Jackson in terms of the amount of targets and the type of targets he'll be seeing. So it's a boom or bust play for GPPs. I don't think he's a terrible, terrible play. I should walk back, but he's not as good of a play as all the hype trains coming in on him are stating that he is, personally, in my belief. So under 6K, if you want to be different, that's the range to be different in. Trying to get away from DD in tournaments makes sense to me. If you're only playing like 1 or 2 lineups, I would get away from 25% on DD Westbrook. If you're playing 150, well then yeah, you can overweight the field. You can get 50% DD if you really feel good about it. All right. Sal's game always at a steady high level. I appreciate that, Aaron Hernandez. Scary that you're in here, Aaron. Thought you were a goner. 63-year-old DFSer here. Love your content, brother. Breida is okay for DFS today. What's up, Timothy Jones? Yeah, he's okay for tournaments. He should get 12 touches for Breida, maybe 10 to 12. Any interest in Galladay? Low-key shootout. Peterson is out. I don't think it's going to be a shootout just because Detroit doesn't want to pass a lot. And if I'm getting to any receiver out there, it's Marvin Jones, in my opinion. Howard or our boy Sanders? Eagles should be up and could be an early. Yeah, so the Eagles game script there is that they could be up. I don't like either of them. This is GPP only, but Miles Sanders. But I don't expect any of those running backs to get more than 12 touches. Beasley, question mark? No Beasley for me, honestly. Yo, they asked you to stop your channel. Cold-blooded, but here, not there. Yeah, because early on it was just like I was a competitor. I don't have a website or anything. Don't really have plans to totally have the type of website that they do or anything like that. So, yeah, I just want to produce content. I want to do it in a way that I am making money via advertisements and exclusive content. So, yeah, that was part of the deal. I just didn't want to budge on that because I love doing this. I like having the freedom to do this if I want to, like having the freedom. And really, the only reason I like doing what I do is clearly it's DFS. I like that. I like interacting with people. But I love the grind of waking up at 4 a.m. and producing videos, editing them, putting a thumbnail on, and then putting it up on my own channel and getting to see how it does. It's the most rewarding feeling ever to create something that people enjoy. And, like, you did every single stage of the process. Now, there's obviously going to come a time where if this thing grows too big, yeah, I'm going to have an assistant who I have family members, a cousin who is somebody who is in line for that and somebody that I would trust. But, yeah, man. 49ers defense, yes, the 49ers defense is very good today. People are underrating the 49ers defense. Yes, the matchup is not great for their secondary, but they're up front. Their pressure against the Tampa Bay offensive line, it's going to be very good. So getting to the quarterback, sacking Jameis Winston, a guy who will have turnovers, it's going to be huge. What time are the hot wings going to be ready? I'll bring the ranch and I don't even know what Jose is saying, but the hot wings, I don't got no hot wings going today. I just had a nice breakfast sandwich, made it, went to the bagel store. 115, let's go. Okay, I'm getting behind on questions, so I'll ask anybody. Any viable defenses 2,800 or below? Yeah, I'm only playing defenses below 2,800. I don't pay up for defenses. I think it's very dumb. Any interest in the Jags tight end? No. Troy, so we mentioned it earlier. I would not be playing just dusty old tight ends and hoping they catch one ball for 5 yards. I'm sticking to the top end tight ends and the good values. The good values today are pretty much Hunter Henry, maybe Austin Hooper. Is Cam being overlooked due to all the value out there? Yeah, he definitely is. Lockett or more Lockett. How are we feeling about Godwin with Evans active? You mean Godwin? I'm fine. I was always loving Godwin. I was never expecting Evans not to play. Keep grinding, Sal. Much respect that you're doing you. Carson will be the beast play today. I agree. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jones. Jimmy looked terrible preseason. Jimmy didn't look terrible preseason. Everybody hasn't. So the anchor theory means the first thing you see is what you remember. He played one drive and everybody overreacted to it. In game 3 of the preseason, he looked good. He was fine. He was probably the best quarterback that week out of all the starters. But people want to overreact to his 7 attempts in week 2 of the preseason where he had one drive. Stop anchoring just to that. He looked actually pretty good in week 3, and I'm totally fine with him. What's going on, Patrick Durbin? What are your thoughts on Zeke's touches and Pollard still any value? Pollard sees probably 5 touches. Zeke, I don't expect him to be limited. These reports of 20 to 25 reps are just BS. Kellen Moore said that he expects Zeke to be a full go. Zeke knows the playbook. Zeke is healthy. They cut Alfred Morris, so they have less running back depth. I expect Zeke to see 20 to 25 touches. I'm running a New York 4-player stack. What do you think? New York 4-player, like the Jets, 4 players from the Jets. I would never run more than 3 players from one team unless you're doing a full game stack, like 4 and 2 on the other end, which seems to be excessive. Sal, been doing this for a hot minute, grinding. Appreciate that. 127. 49ers defense, yeah, it's fine. Cash all day, bro. I agree. Morning, bro. Paranoid, but I think I'm falling on DD and Curtis Samuel and Cash. Yeah, there's no shot I'm getting to Curtis Samuel and Cash. He's a big player. He's a big play guy. He'll see targets some weeks. Some weeks he'll see 4 targets. Some he'll see 8. A lot of the time those targets are down the field, which for Cash, it's good with a ceiling in terms of that, but the floor is shaky on it. 135 are watching? That's crazy. 148? Wow, can we get to 200? That'd be nuts. Can Peyton Barber do anything on the cheap end? No, he can't. Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. So, Josh, what's going on? I have no interest in Mark Andrews. He's a very bad fantasy player. He's going to be on the field for 50% of the snaps. That is not good for usage. Do not be playing dusty old tight ends. Stick to the good tight ends that can get you actually 15 to 20 to 25 points, not the ones that you're hoping to get you 3 points. Opinions on Ertz and Wentz. I actually am very low on the Eagles today. I like their total. I like Wentz. I just don't know what to pair him with. Deshaun Jackson is obviously GPP only. Ertz is going to see a lot of targets, especially around the red zone, but Landon Collins shuts down Ertz. They usually put him on there, at least the Giants did. So I'm personally lower on the Eagles. Maybe that's wrong, but you can only play so many stacks today. Sup, Sal? Happy NFL Sunday. Happy NFL Sunday. 186 we're at? Oh, my God. I'm behind, so we might be higher. Kittle or Hunter Henry? Austin, that's a great question. It depends on what you're doing with the rest of your lineup. They're like $2,500 in price difference. I prefer Henry, but what are you doing with that extra money is the question. Thoughts on the Wendy's double stack? The Wendy's double stack, I don't eat fast food. I think it's disgusting. I think it's, one, a waste of money, two, disgusting. I could buy higher quality meat and food and cook it in my home for cheaper. Returning from last year. What's up, David Dobbs? Appreciate that. 203? No way. Seattle or Eagles D? Kyle Sherman, I really honestly don't take defensive questions just because whatever money you have left, if you can afford a defense that has a better pass rush against a weaker line, go for that. Honestly, I don't look into defenses. I just set it to fit in whatever does not negatively correlate. So what I mean by that is I'm not playing a defense against an offensive player in my lineup. That doesn't make much sense. So that's the only place that I go. Read that Zeke is only going to play 20 to 25 snaps. Still a start. Yeah, he's a start. I think that report's a bunch of bullshit. Kellen Moore said if he looks good, he'll keep playing. There's no reason for me to expect him not to look good. He's been in game shape practicing in Cabo, and he knows the playbook. Barkley or McCaffrey? McCaffrey for me now. Cam or Winston? Winston for me. 216. Wow. Any defense is standing out? Nah. I just fit whatever. I put in whatever fits in, honestly. Delaney Walker or Thompson, Traquin, Miles Sanders. Andrew, I don't know what you said right there. Eats over Galladay or Ertz over Galladay, pay down for Marvin? Yeah, I like Marvin. Thoughts on Jarwin? No interest there. I'm not paying for shitty old tight ends. I want all the GPP smoke. GPP legend, GPP only. All those other slates are for the birds. Yeah, I mean, I play GPPs. I play mainly cash. I take my cash winnings, which since I put so much effort into this and know a lot of the news, I think I can profit in cash, which I do. And I use those winnings or part of them to play GPPs. I don't just hit deposit and go from my bank account into GPP games like a lot of people do, and then just keep taking from my savings. No, I'd rather just win in cash and then use that to take stabs in the GPP. It's a longer-term strategy. You'll get much more down in terms of being able to play longer and getting more bullets at actually hitting something. That's how I won 10,000. That's how I won 5,000. That's how I won a couple of $3,000 tournaments from taking my cash profits, not from putting in $500 from my savings. Thinking of benching Julio with injury. With injury? What do you mean? And struggle against Vikings? No. Xavier Rhodes is terrible. Do not do that. His struggle against the Vikings defense was like 2.5 years ago. Xavier Rhodes was awful last year. Do not be looking at stats from 2.5 years ago. But I do think Brandon Cooks is okay. McCaffrey a cash lock? By no means is he a cash lock. Wish I could get to Zeke. He's just so expensive, but rightfully so. I agree. Sounds good. No problem. All right, so 230? No way. We're not going to hit 300, are we? 250? Man, I'm behind a little bit, but here we go. $2. All right, so here we go. $2 donation from Big Dog. Playing both Fournette and Westbrook bad? No, not at all. And I think you could play Fournette and Westbrook and not have to kind of game stack that. You don't have to get Nick Foles in there. I think Nick Foles is okay in GPPs, but people are anchored on the fact that he won a Super Bowl and looked good that year. Look at what he did last year. He did not look good. He looked terrible. I get it. Now he's the guy in a different offense, but that Eagles offense and the Eagles just overall offensive scheme was one of the best in the league. So I'm not kind of rushing to the table anymore to get to Nick Foles today. But thank you. Big Dog just donated $1.99 to the channel. If you're interested in how he did that, there is a $sign in the bottom corner of the chat. You can hit that. It's called Super Chat if you feel the need to donate to this channel. Everything that comes from those donations, I think I get to keep like 70% or 80%. Everything goes reinvested into the channel. This past week, I bought a new microphone. I bought a new webcam. They were like $50 each. So things like that is what I'm kind of reimbursing. Looking at another webcam that's a lot higher quality, but that's something that will come someday. But thank you, Big Dog. The answer to your question is no, you can play both of them. Tight end number 1. It depends what you're doing with the rest of your lineup. Travis Kelce is clearly tight end number 1, but do you like the rest of your lineup? George Kittle is clearly tight end number 2, and then I would say Hunter Henry's number 3. Barkley or McCaffrey, single injury GPP. McCaffrey. Good luck today, Sal. Thank you. Sup, can't wait for the slate to start. Yeah, I can't either. Any interest in $3,200 Austin Hooper? Yeah, I do have an interest in him. He saw 5.5 targets per game last year. He caught 80% of his targets, so you would expect on average that Austin Hooper catches 4 balls. Now, that's just to kind of project it, but 4 balls is a $3,200 tight end. At a very minimum, you're probably seeing like 6 to 7 fantasy points there. But again, I like paying up for my tight ends, or at least getting to guys who I think will be seeing at least 6 to 8 targets. Hooper is probably one of those last guys that might do that. 260, great stack, Big Dog. Thank you. Damian Williams, thoughts, bro? I don't have interest. Brandon Cooks or Cooper? Cooks. Godwin or Dede? Thanks, Al. Godwin. Dak and Amari or Josh Allen and Brown? Dak and Amari for sure. Everyone talking about Dede, but everyone's sleeping on Keenan Cole. No, Keenan Cole's an absolute dust. He's a dust monster. You know he's like 5th on the depth chart, right? Keenan Cole is not going to be playing a lot today. It's Chris Conley, it's DJ Shark, it's Dede. If Marquise Lee starts, he'll be playing a little bit. Keenan Cole right now is 5th on that depth chart. And then he's probably also behind Leonard Fournette in the passing game now. Dak standalone, or do we need a stack? I would stack him. I would put him with either Gallup and Amari, or what I like to do is Amari and Zeke if you can afford it. But he also has standalone value, but I would stack it. Foles, Carry-On, or Jimmy G? Freeman and Cash. So Jimmy G / Freeman, Foles and carry on, but Foles is very risky in cash, to be honest. How do you build your lineups? You keep saying if you have money for defense, just pay the best available. I typically just go cheap on the defense immediately to know how much I have for my lineup. I do the same thing. I put my defense in last. I don't prioritize around the defense. I'll put them in last. I'll build the rest of my lineup. If I have 2,100 left, I get the Miami Dolphins this week. If I have 2,500, I choose any of these guys. The 49ers are a very good defense at 2,200, by the way. Let's see what else we got here. All I do is hit deposit and play GPP. Nothing else, says NFL DFS playback. Yeah, hitting deposit's not a good thing to be doing. You can make money in Draftkings, not lose all of it. What do you think about a Cooks, Cup, and Goff stack? I think that's very fine and very okay. Cook fade in tournaments. Dalvin Cook. Yeah, I'm not getting to a lot of Dalvin Cook this week. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but a lot of people are just group thinking with everybody else. They think that Dalvin Cook has the best matchup on the slate. He doesn't. He has the 4th best matchup. If you're looking at last year's stats, Atlanta actually improved in the draft. You want to know who had the 3rd worst matchups from last year, as everybody fixates on Dalvin Cook? Third, the top 3 teams that were the worst against the running back last year, in this order, were the Bengals, were the Arizona Cardinals, and were the Kansas City Chiefs. Then Atlanta. You know who's facing those first 3 guys? Kerryon Johnson. Pretty good, right? He's in the same price range. Leonard Fournette, a better player than Dalvin Cook in my opinion. And Chris Carson, a much better player than Dalvin Cook in my opinion. And they're all cheaper or at the same exact price point as Cook. People, though, are just getting fixated on the fact that he ran an 85-yard touchdown in the preseason. If Leonard Fournette would have ran an 85-yard touchdown in the preseason, he would be the most owned player right now. And you can't even argue that with me. And in the fact that everybody thinks Atlanta was the worst team against running backs last year when they were the 4th worst. There was 3 other teams worse than them if you want to go off of that. The Bengals got worse on defense. Atlanta actually got better. Arizona got worse on defense. The Bengals or Atlanta actually got better. So yeah, I don't have a lot of Dalvin Cook. He's still a good play. Like I still own him in some of my GPP lineups. I just don't play a lot of GPPs. In my 20 maxes right now, I have about 4 lineups with Dalvin Cook in 20 max lineups. So whatever that comes out to, 20% or so. So I'm about half the field. Are we at 300, 295? Zeke over Barkley? Yes, I would go Zeke over Barkley. Show feet, says Alexander Thompson. Wild guy. Best GPP plays. I'm just not going to list best GPP plays. There's like 50 in my player pool right now on Patreon. You can Fournette or Cook. Fournette for me. You can also sign up for Patreon. I have exclusive content over there. I do a ownership leverage podcast on Fridays. I have a live stream on Wednesdays. I have my rankings with my projections for my GPP players. There's about 50 players in my GPP right now with rankings. So how many points or projections, how many points I think they'll score. I have a projection system that does that just for my GPP plays. It doesn't make sense to do it for everything else. My cash game ranks. My game-by-game notes. There's a lot of stuff on Patreon that YouTubers don't get, and that's for good reason because those people want extra content. Thoughts on Seattle defense? I don't really care about breaking down defenses. No, Cup will be eased in, more as a decoy. I don't think he's going to be eased in. Fade Cup, no shot at all. He looks 100%. They said he's been 100%. They say he's faster, better. You know that modern-day medicine is very good, right? Every single player who comes back from an injury looks better. He's not going to get eased in. No shot. He's been playing in 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 in practice without an issue. They're not going to just ease him back into a game when he's pretty much been playing games in practice. DD, Josh Gordon, and Emmanuel Sanders for half point. Never play Emmanuel Sanders. Drop Emmanuel Sanders. He's absolute dust. Yeah. DD for sure. 300. We're at 300? You think we could break the record for 400? Gallup, a decent play? He's decent. I don't like him. What about Evan Ingram at tight end? He's very good. He's a very good tight end. Any love for anyone like TJ Hawkinson, tight end for the Lions? Not in DFS this week. You like Cooper Kupp? Yes, I do. 316. Oh, my God. Dak or Wentz? Dak for me. Kupp and McCaffrey over Landry and Barkley for sure. Gurley, yes or no? Yes, 100%. Stacking San Fran. Do you like Pettis or Debo? Pettis, but I really like Debo for season long and the rest of the year. In order to make money in DFS, do you need to have 100 lineups in? No shot at all. You don't have to. I think Gallup has a better day than Kupp today. Your thoughts? I think Cooper has a better day, but there's a big price difference there. Who do you like the least out of Gurley, Fournette, Cook, and Carson? Cook. For GPPs, Cook. For cash, Gurley, I like the least. How much work do you think Sony Michel will get? All of it. Sony Michel's going to get so much work. They want to feed that man. He's probably going to see at least 20 touches on the ground, and he's going to catch more this year. Hey, there's 300-something of you watching this. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please take 2 seconds and hit the red subscribe button. It matters a lot for me. It allows me to grow my channel. People are subscribing right now. Thank you, Silver Badge. It allows me to grow my channel and find third-party advertisers. I'm doing this full-time now. Thankfully, thank you to the Patreons, to all you subscribers. So if you hit the subscribe button, it's totally free. All it does is really nothing. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get email notifications of when I go live, when I post a video. But if you don't want those, just hit the subscribe button, and it's no sweat off your back, but it actually allows me, if this information that is free is beneficial to you, please hit the subscribe button. Foles or Winston in cash? Winston by far. I wouldn't play Foles in cash. Do you feel like Diggs is safe? No, he's not safe at all. I would not play Diggs. Vernon Davis on a flyer with readout? No, I don't play shitty tight ends. Ingram, Cook, and Fournette in the same lineup? That's fine. I don't like Ingram, though, this week. What's up, Sal? Mahomes versus the Jaguars or Lamar versus Miami? They're both very good plays. If you could afford Mahomes, I'd go there. But there's a big price difference. Julio in the lineup, Godwin or Cooks? If it's a GPP, Cooks. Either way, those guys are both great plays, Justin. That's a great question. You're asking me Godwin or Cooks. Cooks is the guy who will win you a tournament, like first place. Godwin's the guy who is safer. So I'll go with Cooks. Like Godwin's a fantastic play today, but Cooks has higher upside, I would say. Is it okay to stack Mayfield, Chubb, and OBJ or Landry? I would get Chubb and OBJ, no Landry there. It's fine. I'm not going to be doing it. 369, there's no way we're going to hit 400. Are we going to hit 400 and break last night's record or 2 nights ago? Cooper Kupp or DD Westbrook? If you're playing GPPs, I'd take Kupp. You need a difference maker there. Look, DD's a fantastic play today. So if the rest of your lineup is not chalky, then play DD. If the rest of your lineup is chalky, like you're playing Cook, McCaffrey, Fournette, Carson, any of these guys, Adam Thielen, if you're playing all that chalk, well then yeah, get away from DD. You have to get different somewhere. You don't have to get different in 5 spots, but at least 1 to 2 spots, you have to get different. Big reason I'm high on Cook is because of how they ran the ball 51% of the time. Yeah, they ran the ball a lot the last 4 games last year. But the reason that everybody else is big on Cook is because they think he's going to catch 10 passes against the Vikings today. You realize that Minnesota threw to the running back, and they are going to throw to the running back 10 to 15% of the time. They're going to throw a lot less this year. They don't want Kirk Cousins throwing more than 30 times a game. They don't. So if he's going to see 3 to 4 targets today, Cook, if he catches 3 of them, that's not as much upside as you're going to get in other players. Like, people are overreacting to the matchup here and the fact that he ran in an 85-yard touchdown. Nice to see you on Awesome, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Aaron Hernandez donates $2.99 to the channel. Hey, thank you. We're up to $5 on this channel. We're making $5 per hour these days. This is good stuff. I appreciate that, Aaron. Is GPP play Crabtree? No, I don't have interest in Crabtree. I like on that team before him Larry Fitzgerald by a mile. By a mile, I like Larry Fitzgerald over Crabtree and even Christian Kirk. O.J. Howard or Evan Ingram? Evan Ingram for me. Chubb or Fournette? Fournette, but Chubb's a good play as well. Could Swain be a sneaky play? No, I don't like him at all. Patreon is the way to go, people. Not just watching his videos. Highly recommend. Thank you, Bama Texan. Yeah, Bama is a Patreon. You can go to my Patreon page. If you click Become a Patreon, you'll see all the package options. There's a lot in the NFL. A lot. Like at least 8 exclusive things, I would say. Modern say medicine equals Mary J. Yeah, it honestly does in some instances. Julio or Odell? Odell for me. 390. 400 is going to happen? No shot. Sal, what's going on? Just got in. What's up, Jeremiah Evans? We're about to hit 400. Welcome to the party. What about Crowder? Crowder's fine. The matchup is terrible. He doesn't have much upside in my opinion. Not this week at least. So I think that you're playing Crowder with like a ceiling of 15 points when you should be playing players in that same price range with a ceiling of 25 if you want to win a GPP. 3 best wide receivers under 6K. I answered that question. If you're talking about GPPs, I'm going to tell you different guys than you've been hearing. I'm not going to tell you the Curtis Samuel that you want to hear. I'm not going to tell you the DD Westbrook that you want to hear. They're fine plays. If you are already, look, if you don't have a chalky lineup, then playing DD Westbrook is fine in tournaments. If your lineup is already chalk, get to Marvin Jones, get to Larry Fitzgerald, get to Tyler Lockett, who will be somewhat ownership but not a ton. Calvin Ridley's a very good play below 6K for GPPs. We hit 400? It's raining confetti, baby. We about to break the record. The record was like 403, I think. If we break 403, let me know. Kupp or Ridley? Kupp for me. Metcalf, Djax, or Samuel? All terrible, but give me Samuel. Julio or Odell? Odell. Goff and Kupp? Yes, that's fine. Williams going to be criminally under-owned, Sal? I'm thinking so. Yeah, Damian Williams will be under-owned, but I'm not going to have interest. What's up, Sal? Under-owned. Rashad Higgins as a punt? Yeah, Rashad Higgins is a fine punt. He's fine in stacks and GPPs. I like Rashad Higgins, actually. Jimmy G or Foles in cash? Jimmy G. Wentz or Winston cash? Winston. Worried about Eckler splitting 50-50 with Jackson? Yeah, I think Eckler is a very bad play today based on his ownership. I don't have interest in Eckler. Who's the safest Eagles receiver? It's a really good question. It's probably, if you're not considering Ertz a receiver, it's definitely Alshon. Carson Cook, Fournette in cash? Yeah, Carson Cook, Fournette is fine in cash. Do you still do Discord? I have a Discord. I don't use it, though. I don't talk in there that much. I try and check on it if people have questions for me, but it's mainly a community for like-minded people to chat with. It is linked down below, I believe. We're at 420. If we break 5, hey, everybody, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I'm going to say it again because now we have 150 more people in here. What is up? We're rocking and rolling. For some reason, people are watching my live stream instead of other people's live streams out there, so I really appreciate that. I don't know why you like me so much, but I appreciate you. Kupp or Boyd in a GPP? Kupp. Ebron or Delaney Walker? Delaney Walker. Ebron is an absolute dumpster fire. Great sleeper wide receiver in cash. You should not want a sleeper wide receiver in cash. No, you don't want that. Pick 3 running backs if you were making one lineup. Yeah, Saul and Taylor, that's not something I'm going to do. What are your thoughts on Rivers? He's fine, but he doesn't have a good offensive line, so the big plays might not be there. You're going for 500, says Avery. Hey, let's go. Jimmy G stacked with Howard and Godwin. You don't stack Jimmy G with – you need to stack him with players on his team Big dog. Mark Andrews stack with Lamar and Ingram. I don't have any interest in Mark Andrews. He's a waste to your roster. Cook, Carry-On, Carson, Fournette, pick 3 for DK. Sullen Taylor, is that for cash or for GPPs? Thoughts on Godwin? Marquise Goodwin's a very good play. I only play Godwin if you are stacking. I would not play him in any other department. Marquise Goodwin is a very good play if you're stacking Jimmy G and Kittle and running it back with somebody on the other end like Evans or Godwin. In a 30-person home league? Holy shit, Joe Garrity's playing in a 30-person league. On FanDuel. Okay, good. Should I play optimal lineup or GPP lineup? That's a really good question. So I would play more so towards a cash optimal lineup. Who is your biggest value at wide receiver this week? I don't have a biggest value. Chris Godwin, if you're talking about cash, probably, maybe. But yeah. Do you like George Kittle today? Yeah, he's fine. Carson or Fournette? Okay, so I see somebody donated, so I'm just going to jump to that question and skip all these for now. Patrick Mahomes. Hey, Adam Scott Howard donates $5 to the channel. Thank you. We just made $10 an hour. Let's go. No, honestly, thank you, Adam. Thank you to the other people who donated. Patrick Mahomes, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, Leonard Fournette, D.D. Westbrook. Decent stack for Millie Maker. Yeah, so a 5-team stack. Yeah, I like that. I like that you don't have Tyreek Hill. I like that stack. That's a good stack, Adam Scott. Yes, it is. That's the highest I would go is 5 guys from a game. We broke the record. We're at 440 now. Holy shit. How do you feel about Josh Allen? Okay, I'm going to try and catch up with everything. Wentz, Jackson, Eagles, D. Yeah, I wouldn't. You don't have to pair the Eagles D with it, but who can I stack with Lamar on GPP? Nobody. I would run him naked. Matt Breida or Miles Sanders? PPR. Thanks. Matt Breida. Who's your top QB? Cortez Chapman asks. Yeah, I'm not answering that question. Miami or Indy's defense? You can get the rankings if you want to. I don't want to be giving out private Patreon information like that. I'll answer any this quarterback or this. I'll answer any these two guys versus these two guys. I'll answer who's the 5 best plays under 6K. I'll answer those. But when you start asking me who's your cash game QB, I'm not answering that. Which San Fran's wide receiver shows the most rapport with Jimmy G? I actually like Goodwin in this situation. Pettis is fine, though. Wentz over Murray. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, what's going on, Justin L? Yeah, Wentz over Murray for me. Who's your top QB? Yeah, not happening. You rock, Sal. No, you rock. Henry or Ingram in cash? So 2 different. Oh, Hunter Henry in cash. Keep doing your thing, bro. Share some views. Damn, LOL. Hey, Cam ATL. What's going on, man? Yeah, keep doing your thing, my man. Get it, Sal. Hey, Redfish. What's going on? Lamar and Hollywood Brown stack. Yeah, no shot for me. Sleeping on Mark Andrews. I'm not sleeping on Mark Andrews. People don't know. Oh, no. You don't know Ryan Durkin. You know that he never played over 50% of the snaps in a single game last year. So his actual stats from last year, he was being over-efficient. More efficient than a tight end has been in years. So when you pair that with a quarterback who's not that great, a guy who's going to be on the field only half the game, I'd rather have tight ends who are going to be on the field for 85 to 90% of the game. That's why I don't like Mark Andrews. He's a dusty old play. What's up, man? I watch your stuff too, LOL. What's going on, Jeremiah Evans? Thank you. Corey Davis will catch 2 touchdowns today. If you think that's the case, you better put in $1,000 and put in all of your lineups Corey Davis. Otherwise, that's just an irrational take. We're at 4,674? No shot. Godwin and GPPs or Cooks? Cooks for me in GPPs. Corey Davis or Tyler Lockett? Tyler Lockett. Mark Ingram as a flex? It's fine. I don't like it, though. Nick or Holmes? Mahomes. Stafford, Jones, a decent GPP stack? Yeah, it is. I don't think they're going to throw enough, though. That's the problem, Mike Phillips, to have Stafford as a quarterback there, but it's a very good low-owned stack. I do like Marvin Jones today. Foles for cash, no interest in Foles and cash. DJ or Curtis Samuel. In GPPs, I actually like DJ more now because he's going to have a lot lower ownership if you can afford him. Cooks or Hill? Cooks for me. Feel like I have all the chalk and cash. Do I need to get different? You're probably going to have all the chalk and cash. The issue there is that a lot of people are probably going to have 5 to 6 of the same guys as you. So that's why guys like Dalvin Cook, they're great for cash, but I like to go elsewhere when there's so many more guys on this slate. It's fine to have all the chalk and cash. You've been researching it more than your opponents, Austin, more than likely. So you just feel that way. But relative to everybody you'll be playing, a lot of guys are making their lineup right now for the first time if you're in the low stakes. So no, it's fine to have chalk and cash. What is your exact lineup in the Millie Maker, says Andrew, LOL. I have one lineup in the Millie Maker. I have one lineup in the 333 Wildcat. I have one lineup in the 150. So they're all the same lineup. That's all I'm running. I'm running a lineup in the $3, a couple of single entry, like $5. I'm only in like 10 GPP contests. I don't max them out. I'm playing single entries and 3 maxes. The only tournament I'm playing that's not a single entry or 3 max is like the $3 slant for 200K to first in the Millie Maker. Because if I didn't put my 3 max lineups into the Millie Maker and it won, I would kill myself. Just kidding. YouTube, just kidding. Do not shut me down. I'd be very upset if I put a lineup in a contest that won me 100K and 200K, and I left $1 million on the table because I didn't want to throw another 20 in. So that's it. I make one GPP lineup, I run it. I make one cash lineup, I run it. What's up, bro? First time I'm watching your show. Good stuff so far. Good luck today. Thank you, Michael McGee. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button. But no, thank you. We're over 7,500 subscribers. Hopefully the show's been doing well. I appreciate all the new people we're getting in here. We're about to hit we're over 7,500 subscribers. We're rocking and rolling. We have 200 people almost on Patreon. If you're interested in my more exclusive content, rankings, projections, exclusive videos and podcasts, mainly podcasts, live streams, you can check out Patreon. I'll drop the link to Patreon right now, actually. The link to Patreon is being dropped. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me see the name. I can't pronounce that, man. I'm sorry. Abhinav? Is it Abhinav? I'm sorry. Will Fuller this week? I think he's fine. You like Juju tonight? I don't like Juju tonight. The Patriots are going to shut down Juju. That's what Bill Belichick does. Gilmore shut him down last year. Only caught 4 of 10 targets for 40 yards. I'd rather get elsewhere in a showdown. Coming from Osimo, says Marcos. Hey, what's going on? Sal, let's get a big win today. How limited do you think Zeke will be? I don't think he's going to be limited at all. Is Zeke going to go crazy? I think he might. Sal, what do you see Jimmy G today? Think he throws at least 2 touchdowns against Tampa? Yeah, 2 touchdowns sounds about right. Cup or Ridley for cash? I would go neither in cash, but Cup if any. 490. Let's go, Avery. Thank you for the updates, man. Godwin or Goodwin? Godwin. McCaffrey or Odell? Fly Freddy. What kind of format? Cash or GPP? If you're playing cash, McCaffrey. GPP, Odell, honestly. Cook or Lockett, single entry GPP? Cook as in who? Dalvin Cook? Are you talking about a flex or are you talking about Brandon Cook? Dalvin Cook or Lockett in a single entry GPP? I'm going Lockett. I'm coming in under on Cook. Thoughts on Wilson, Carson, Lockett GPP stack? It's fine, but you're going to have to hope that Lockett gets his in the first half because they're going to probably be ahead for the second half. Do you like Kittle today? He's fine if you can afford him. I'm not getting to him because I can't afford him. Both of those guys are terrible. If you're talking about season-long Waller, but both are terrible for DFS. Cash. So Cash McCaffrey over Odell. Fly Freddy. Thank you. How much should I leave on the table in the $1 million to win it all? You just have to get different. If you're stacking in the 1 million, 3 guys running it back with 1 more on the other end, you probably don't have to leave much on the table, if anything. If you want to get different and you have like $200 on the table, just go down on your defense and leave 400 to 500. But you don't necessarily have to leave money on the table. You can very easily by picking a cheaper defense, but just stack differently. Don't play Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Chris Carson, Adam Thielen, D.D. Westbrook, and Chris Godwin, and expect that you playing your cash lineup in a GPP is going to win it. It's not. You have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable. My GPP lineup today that I have, I think it's like $500. I was going to have $200. I have about $500 on the line on my GPPs today, and then a lot more in cash. That $500 is going to be, it's going to make me feel uncomfortable. It should. I shouldn't be playing cash in a GPP. I'll never win a damn thing. So yeah, a couple of guys I'm playing, not playing Dalvin Cook in my single entries and 3 maxes, it's uncomfortable because a lot of other people have leverage. But if he doesn't do good, I have the ultimate leverage there. So things like that are uncomfortable, but that's how you win GPPs. You don't win it by just tiptoeing around things. Fournette or Kerryon Johnson in a GPP? Fournette for me. John Brown GPP? Yes, he's a good play. Best wide receiver for cash? I'm not going to answer that. How much should I leave on the table in the 1 million? Okay, we answered that. OJ or Engram in a tight end GPP? Engram for me. Landry or Boyd? Boyd for me. Best place to get 1130 inactives all in one place. All in one place? Twitter. Roto World Twitter. Kyle Rudolph stack with Cousins? No shot. No shot. Thoughts on Geis with AP inactive? Yeah, so Geis and Chris Thompson become interesting, but they're going to be down for most of that game, more than likely, so the game flow is terrible. Not this week for me. Newton or Winston? Newton or Winston, it depends. Ian Mater, are you talking about cash? Winston. If you're talking about GPPs, you have to tell me the stacks you're doing. You should not run those guys naked. Matt Ryan or Winston in a GPP? Nick Avita, the same question. Who are you running with them? You know that you should not just be playing Matt Ryan. You have to have at least 2 of his pass catchers with him. So I need to know what the rest of that stack looks like. My GPP lineup is chalk, guys, but with Cole Beasley and Eagles D should be low owned. Yeah, but Cole Beasley, what's his upside? 10 fantasy points? He's not going to get you 25 fantasy points. That's what you need on average to win a GPP. 25 out of all 8 of your or 9 of your positions gives you 225 points. That's a GPP winning score. So on average, do you think that your guy in your lineup will have 25 points? That's what you have to ask yourself. And I don't think Cole Beasley will touch 25 points ever this year in a game. How do you feel about Wentz? He's okay, but I'm not getting to him. He's a guy who stands out, but I don't like the pairs, and I don't like the stacks with him, the pairs. Would you rather play, what's up, Poke Diggy? Would you rather pay down at RB or wide receiver? Rather pay down today at RB and GPPs to get different at wide receiver, but in cash, pay down at wide receiver, just take the, or rather pay down in running backs in GPP, in cash, just take the value there. And in tournaments, I actually like paying up at wide receiver to get different. You mentioned one GPP lineup in multiple contests. Doesn't that limit your chances? GPPs are hard to win, so rather have multiple dogs. I'm playing single entries and I'm playing 3 maxes. So I can only enter one lineup into them. 3 maxes, I have a couple of 3 max lineups in there, so those ones are different. But for the most part, I run one lineup and variations of that on DraftKings. I don't play. I actually played a 20 max, the $1.20 max. So yeah, I have 20 different lineups in there. But for the most part, I have one secured GPP lineup that's in all of my 3 maxes and all of my single entries. Obviously, I'm not running 3 of the same lineup in 3 maxes, but I don't play 150 lineups, so I don't have to worry about getting exposure to things. When I play a single entry or 3 max, I know my opponents can't get exposure to everything else, so I don't have to worry about getting exposure to everything else. Do you like to play defenses with running back, etc.? And there's small correlation there, but people overhype that, Tony. Greg Olsen or Delaney Walker? Delaney Walker. Both are terrible. If I have a three jag Stacksonville in a GPP, but I land on Kittle as a tight end instead of Kelsey, is that fine? You have to run it back with somebody, in my opinion. You don't have to, but you should run it back with somebody, and I would probably run it back with Kelsey. You cut out, I think, man. Do you like Hunter Henry and Allen take away from each other? Hunter Henry and Allen take away from each other, but Allen, if he sees 10 targets and Hunter Henry sees 6 to 7, that's still fine. Godwin or Lockett? Godwin. Fitz or Brissett to jam in 3 stud running backs? Fitz. What are your feelings on wide receiver Paris Campbell for a sleeper pick? No interest. Mr. Salvetri, how's it going, bud? Let's see a nice lineup. Giovanni G says, what's going on, Giovanni G? Nah, I don't give out lineups, so no thanks. Which running back's going have a good game today? 10 of them, probably. Any interest in tight end Irv Smith Jr. from the Vikings? I have interest in him for dynasty leagues, not this week, though. No. What do you think of Minnesota wide receivers today? I'm a lot lower than on the Minnesota wide receivers than the public is. How many people are in this stream? Or a little more than halfway through. Single entry is the best way to go. Single entry is the best way to go if you don't have the money to play 150 maxes. I can't play $3,000 in one lineup and feel comfortable, personally. So, or in one contest. And also, the Millie Maker is a terrible contest. I don't care what anybody says. If you're very good and you're a professional and you have 50 to 100K in your bankroll and can burn like $1,000 if you have a bad day in the Millie Maker, that's fine, but it's a terrible contest in terms of trying to win it. You're competing with 300,000 people today. So here's the deal. This is what's happening. For the people that know my channel, you know this. Your odds of winning today, if you entered one GPP lineup in the Millie Maker and everybody else entered only one lineup, when we know that guys like Osimo, Chipotle, Manny Laura, these guys are entering 150 lineups and they're better than you, just saying that they are, and me, they're better than me, and it's not just you. Your odds of winning are 0.0003%. Not 300ths, not 3,000ths, 3/10,000ths of a percent is your odds of winning the Millie Maker, and that's saying if everybody is on the same skill level and everybody only enters one lineup. Your odds of realistically winning today are somewhere close to 0, like very close, like 0.000000003% the Millie Maker. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, play 3 maxes. Instead of putting $200 into the Millie Maker, play the 153 max where there's only 7,000 or only 3,000 or 2,000 people instead of 300,000. Should I be different when it comes to defense, or should I play the defense that makes sense? How do I target defense? Marcos, what's going on, man? I just throw in whatever fits, and that has a good have a pick 6 for the most part. You can somewhat predict pick 6s by pretty much just going, okay, these guys are going to get a lot of pressure, so a lot more interceptions come. But after that, how do you know if a guy's going to juke out 3 guys for a 70-yard interception or not? Can you play Hunter Henry and Keenan Allen in the same lineup? Yes, you can. Replace Juju with D. Moore or B. I don't know what that means. Who is your least favorite? Carry on Carson Fournette. Carry on. If bankroll is $10, should I stick to the 25-cent jukebox? Yes, you should. DKGPP, Goodwin or Curtis Samuel? Goodwin for me. Bench Juju for B. Cooks or D. Moore? B. Cooks. I have free entries into the Fantasy Draft 20 and Sunday night game is on the slate. Do you like Sonny as a pivot from Dalvin? Yeah, I do, actually. Too late. Zeke or Barkley? Zeke. LOL, that's why I do, bro. I got like 50 jukebox lineups, 25 to 50 cents. Yeah, the jukebox is very good. You guys should all get in the quarter jukebox. You could enter like 20 lineups for $5. And the upside of winning is like a few thousand, I think. You like Jordan Howard today? No, I don't. Westbrook or Mike Williams? Westbrook. Mike Williams is not going to have a lot of deep options today because Phillip Rivers' line is so terrible. I can't see him having a lot of time to hit players deep. Damian Williams got a chance to explode even with 2 other running backs today. He has the best chance in that backfield. LaShawn McCoy will have 15 to 20 touches, so he has the best chance, but I like a lot of other guys around him. Mahomes or Brady this week? Mahomes. Kenyon Drake on Yahoo. I'm not playing on Yahoo, so I don't even know the price point, but I think Kenyon Drake's a sneaky GPP play. Paranoid that Amari will burn me at 425, right, is when he plays. Yeah, there's a really good chance he burns all of us. Is it reasonable to start Ingram and Hunter Henry as a tournament play? It's reasonable, but the data shows that it rarely wins. It wins like 1% of the time, which means that probably only 1% of people are doing it. So that's why, like, there's so many more people stacking it differently. So I would say it's okay, but I think your upside's limited there. Like if you were going to tell me you're going to play Travis Kelce and OJ Howard, then I'm like, okay, well, those guys can each score 20 fantasy points. I could see that. I don't really see those other tight ends in Ingram and Hunter Henry each scoring 20, but it's possible. Dallas saying Zeke is to 20 to 25 snaps. No, Jeremy, I've been saying it all week. That's bullshit. Kellen Moore, their own offensive. Dallas isn't saying that. That's what random guys like Ian Rappaport is saying. Dallas isn't saying that. Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, said he expects Zeke to be a full go for the game. I have no worries. They cut Alfred Morris for running back depth is gone. Yeah, so I have no worries at all. Do we hit 500 people? How many people are watching? OJ Howard or Hunter Henry for cash? It's a toss-up, honestly. Whatever you can fit with the rest of your lineup because they're different in price range. Fournette or Bell? Fournette. Thoughts on Landry? I think Landry's a terrible play this year in season long. I think he's a very bad play for GPPs, Jarvis Landry. I think he's dust, honestly. Jarvis Landry survives on getting 10 targets a game. When Freddie Kitchens took over last year, he saw 4 less targets per game. Now you're bringing in Odell, who's going to lead that team probably in targets. Jarvis Landry's upside, and he's not a red zone player either. He doesn't catch touchdowns. Jarvis Landry's upside completely went out the window when Freddie Kitchens took over, and now when Odell came in. So I don't have interest. Doyle or Ebron? William Flowers, if you're playing GPPs, neither of those guys. Or cash. If you're playing DFS, do not play Doyle or Ebron. But Doyle if you hadn't made me pick. What about Kittle / Austin Hooper for a GPP? No, you're limiting your upside there, honestly. But Kittle and Austin Hooper are both okay. 488. We didn't hit 500? Damn. What do you think of the Bills wide receivers today? I like John Brown. I'm not playing dusty old Cole Beasley in a GPP. Random guys like Ian, LOL, nice. Yeah, you like that? You like that flex? Random guys like Ian Rappaport. Does defense really matter if I like the rest of my lineup and I'm just punting at the position? No, defense doesn't matter. It's so variant. Albert Wilson or Adam Humphries? Albert Wilson for a GPP. Inactives are starting to come out. Yeah, let me know the inactives. Let's find them. They're coming out on RotoWorld. Why is Prize Picks emailing me? Sal Vetri, what NFL guys are going off today? If you think you know better than the projections, you can... I'm just going to say I'll pass. I'll pass, but thank you. Wants me to just play on their site randomly on a Twitter message. Y'all are crazy. So inactives are coming out. Let me just look at this quick. Let's get the real board up, why don't we? All right, I'm gonna add huge flex fam. Where the hell is RotoWorld? Football only. Here we go. Any inactives? Where's RotoWorld Football? Why can't I find this? That's not what I want. This is annoying. Thoughts on Cooper Kupp? I think he's good for GPPs. If Evans sits, Evans is not sitting. Thoughts on Ingram? He's okay, but I don't like him. I like a lot of other running backs. Thoughts on Keenan Allen? I like Keenan Allen a lot. I literally made a video on this channel of just Keenan Allen this week. Officially a week 1 scratch. Marquise Brown active. Okay, so Stephon Diggs is active. Okay, this is what we thought. Ezekiel Elliott, 20 to 25 snaps. Okay, this is what we thought. Eagles to use multiple running backs. Okay, nothing has come out yet. Where are these inactives coming out from? Is it Schefter? 500? We hit 500? Is that right? Can somebody else verify what Avery said? Although I don't think Avery is lying. Did we really just hit 500 on a stream by myself? Right here with all of you awesome goddamn subscribers? And if you're not subscribed, it's totally free. Hit the damn button. We got 18 minutes till the NFL football season starts, and you're not going to subscribe to this channel. And when I mean 18, an hour and 18 minutes. And also, if you don't know who Al Seinfeld is, you should be hopping onto his Twitch stream around 12:15 to watch him. 509. Praise the Lord. I'm a non-believer, but whatever. Uh-oh. Some people are going to get mad at that. I don't care. Why am I tweeting Adam Schefter? What's coming out? Inactives. Here we go. Official. Stephon Diggs active. All these guys. So Anderson's in. Okay. Albert Wilson, we thought he would be in. Everything seems to be normal. So nothing crazy on the inactive front. Michael Hughes, thank you for subscribing to the channel. We hit 500. That is insane. I'm a one-man band, technically. Thoughts on Hawkinson? I'm not getting there. Cooper or Godwin? In a GPP, if you want to get different, Cooper. If you're playing a lot of contests, I'd have more exposure to Godwin. Hey, we're at 510, yo. Eagles rotating backs. Miles Sanders, a sneaky GPP play. Miles Sanders will see like 12 touches today. If you think that's enough, sure. I like other options where guys are going to see 24 touches today. We all thirsty for the info, says Chris G. You all thirsty for the info. Good morning, all. Good morning. Yo, we just hit 500 subscribers. Let me just say something. I started this 11 months ago. I did this just for fun. I did it in my hotel room at college with no green screen, no nice equipment in front of me, just for the hell of it. I didn't know what the fuck. I mean, I knew what I was talking about, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So thank you all so much for being patient with me. Thank you all for taking the time to do this. Week 1 NFL, I knew was going to be a big week. I was not expecting to hit almost 200 people on Patreon, or at least my goal on Patreon. I was not expecting to hit 7,500 plus subscribers. I was not expecting to even go live, let alone hit 500 plus people watching this. You guys fucking rock. This is insane. Thank you so much. You guys rock. Thank you. Dalvin Cook or Freeman? Dalvin Cook. Albert Wilson, 3,900 in the earlier. Yeah, I think he's good. Kelvin Zoo, thank you for subscribing. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Geis for GPP? No, we've known for about 3 days pretty much that AP probably wasn't going to play. Do not play Geis. He's a huge underdog. Huge underdog. If anything, play Chris Thompson. He will be on the field a lot more than Geis today. This channel has grown a lot. Only up from here, says Avery. Thank you. I appreciate that, Avery. Yep, it's all thanks to you guys. RIP WNBA content. NFL is back. WNBA content projections are behind the paywall for, on Patreon, I guess paywall, but just Patreon for the postseason. None today, though, because it's the last day of the season in the WNBA. No starters are playing. I don't know what to project for anybody, to be honest with you, and the NFL is part of that. Your thoughts on Matthew Stafford paired with Galladay and Kerryon? I like Marvin Jones the most out of that game. Thank you, Sal. Can you fade? Everybody subscribing. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. We're going to hit 8,000 probably by mid next week. Thank you. Mike or Godwin? Who's Mike? Breida or Drake? Drake. You freaking rock, Sal. Thank you, Howard. No, you do. Everybody on Godwin, SMH. Everybody's on Godwin. Yeah, he'll probably be like 20% owned. Thoughts on Evan Ingram? He's a good option in both formats. Fade Zeke in a GPP? Why would you fade Zeke? He's going to be like 3 or 4% owned. Everybody's fading Zeke already. Kenny Galladay or Tyler Boyd? Tyler Boyd. Alshon or Sterling Shepard? Sterling Shepard. Gallup or Samuel on a DK GPP? Let's get different. Let's go Gallup. Lamar or Wentz fantasy? Fantasy, what do you mean? For season-long, Lamar. Josh Allen and Cash, no shot. Sally, remember when I started last year? I believe you had 26 viewers. Look at you now. Congrats, Sally boy. Thank you, Redfish. Yeah. So for NBA season on Twitch, I try to do Twitch primarily for a little while, but it makes no sense. Everybody's on YouTube, like in terms of search. So I'm streaming right now on both Twitch and YouTube, but primarily it's a YouTube audience, which makes sense. It's just a bigger platform since Twitch was primarily starting as a gaming channel. That's where lots of the attention is over there. Zeke really hard to fit. Tried to get to him. Yeah, he is. I agree. If you can get to Zeke, he's a great GPP option, but you don't need him. Thoughts on Ingram for cash? It's good. I remember watching you when I just like twitched. I remember watching you when you said you enjoy NFL and DFS. Insane to see how much work you put in with very big inspiration with any career path. Thank you, Owen Lewis. Yeah, I love this. I love doing this. I love the fact that I'm literally allergic to a 9-to-5 office job. I've had internships and I've hated them. I'm a very productive and motivated person, but when I have to sit in an office and tinker with my email and tinker with my calendar because people think I'm supposed to sit in that office all day for 40 hours a week when they give you 5 hours of work to do, yeah, I'm terrified of that system. So doing this and kind of going all in on it while I was in college to have the opportunity to go full-time during the NFL season was a goal of mine. And at least right now, we're working on it. So full-time right now, sustainable. We'll see if it carries over into the NBA season. Congratulations on reaching 500. I've been with you from the NBA season. I love the NBA. Thank you, Rodney Woodruff. I appreciate you. Jay, okay. We got 13 more minutes, and then I have a hard stop because I got an hour before lock. And yes, so Colt McCoy is inactive, LOL. Thank you. That's big news. Luck or Kaepernick? JK, love the channel. Kaepernick. Josh Allen and Cash? No, you do not play Josh Allen and Cash. Jackson or Jeffrey for Philly? Jackson. Jay Howard Breida or Drake? GPP. Drake. Fulcher Wentz and Cash. Wentz. Loki, I think we started out the same. What do you think, Austin Spence? What do you mean started at the same? Higgins, good, cheap option. Yes, he is. Is Curtis Samuel the best wide receiver, $4,400 or less? Not based on his ownership. Not when he's 22% owned, no. Trey Quinn, Cash. Breida had 20 points versus Tampa last year without scoring a TD, but Telvin wasn't there. Do you feel Breida, or is the ceiling not great? I think Breida's ceiling isn't great, but you're playing him for 12 touches and hoping he gets like 15 to 16 points. Can you fade Zeke, CMC, and Barkley? Yeah, you can fade them all, but you're building a cash lineup then, more than likely. You're getting on the path of a cash lineup in a GPP then, but maybe not necessarily. You can get the lower-owned guys. You don't need them. Goff or Cam in a GPP? I prefer Goff. Dolphins sleeper stack. I wouldn't stack anybody. Albert Wilson and Kenyon Drake are the only one-offs I like there. Sammy Watkins or Ridley? Ridley. Randall Cobb GPP, no shot. Pivot 3, please. Lindsey, Eckler, Chubb, what? Pick 3? Oh, Chubb, Duke Jr., and Eckler. Randall Cobb GPP, no. Great content, Sal. Good luck today. Thank you, Versal. Mahomes, Kelsey stack. Yes, it's very good. Cooks, Roberts, or Cup for GPP? Cooks for me. Fuller or Sony Michel in the flex? What do you think? Sony Michel. Chris Conley, sneaky GPP. Yes, he is. Carry on or Mac and Cash? Carry on. Henry or Chubb? Chubb. My bad. It got cut off. I started Showdown NFL this time last year. Found your channel. Been with it ever since. Twitch, Patreon, etc. Big ups to you, man. Yeah, Allison. For sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support, man. You're one of the OGs. D.D. Westbrook, still a good pick with Marquise Lee playing today. That's the thing. Everybody's on D.D. Marquise Lee is going to be in the slot for a good amount of time now. So I already was lower on D.D. due to his high ownership, due to everybody being all over him because he saw 7 targets in a preseason game where Marquise Lee didn't play and they played for a half. So everybody's overreacting. I think D.D.'s in a good spot. Like, I'm one of the people who was touting him this week. But now with Marquise Lee back in, I'm going elsewhere. I like Marvin Jones as a same price pivot. D.D.'s still fine for cash, but I'm going to get away from him in GPPs, single entry 3 maxes. Albert Wilson over John Ross. Who has the most receiving yards today? AB's not playing today, by the way. So AB's not playing, whoever said that. So it's going to be Julian Edelman. AB's not playing tonight, so for the person who asked me that. 514 are watching. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Thoughts on Jack Doyle? Brissett loves targeting him. Yeah, he's okay, but you're playing a dusty old tight end that you hope gets you 4 fantasy points. I'd rather get the guys who are going to get me 20. Season-long question today. Fitz or Shepard? Fitz. Jordan Howard, no interest there. McCaffrey or Bell for GPP? McCaffrey. Gallup have any value in GPP? Some, but I don't really like it. People are too overhyped on Michael Gallup syndrome. Alshon or Shepard? Alshon. Eckler and Samuel for cash to afford Mahomes and Kelsey? That I don't play Eckler or Samuel in cash. Both of their floors are shaky, so I'm not going there. Chris Conley, revenge game versus Jacksonville? Yeah, write the narrative right now. Big revenge. Kirk and as a key pivot. Christian Kirk, yeah, that's fine in GPPs, not in cash. Conley in cash, Titans be down and throwing a lot. Conley in cash? Who the hell is Conley in cash? What Titans will be down? Who's Conley? Chris Conley's on Jacksonville. What do you mean Titans? Who's Conley? Am I missing something? Carr or Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan. Kittle or O.J. Howard? Who scores more? Kittle. Mike Evans or Josh Gordon? Evans. Foles, Fournette, Westbrook stack viable in cash? Do not stack in cash. Do not do a 3-man stack in cash. You're not looking for correlation in cash. Pick the best players at every position. Do not stack in cash. I cannot repeat that enough. Kelsey or Kittle, GPP? Kelsey. Is there a reason you have skipped over every Quinn question? People are asking about Trey Quinn. I'm not playing Trey Quinn. No. He's worse than Cole Beasley. He's the same thing as Cole Beasley. I don't want to have a ceiling of 10 fantasy points in cash and 10 fantasy points in a GPP. No. Thoughts on Carson? Love your show. Appreciate you, Andrew. Yeah, Carson's a fantastic play today. Top 3 running back. Foles or Brissett? Foles. Pick 3 running backs for GPP. No, I'm not building your lineup for you, Mark. I'm sorry. Geis for Washington or Sanders for Philly? Sanders for Philly. Diggs or Calvin Ridley? Calvin Ridley. Duke Johnson or Sony Michel? Sony Michel. Best pivot from Samuel at the wide receiver position. There's lots of them in that 4K range, honestly. Michael Gallup, Larry Fitz, Calvin Ridley, if you could afford it. 530. Oh, my God. Been lurking here since late December. Channel has grown a lot. Good work. Hey, thank you, great filibuster. Appreciate that. You can't do a QB wide receiver handcuff in cash. You can do it. Like, if you land on a quarterback wide receiver handcuff, that's okay. That's like fine. But not a quarterback wide receiver. Do not do stacks in a cash lineup like a GPP. If you land on a quarterback and a wide receiver because that's just how you like your lineup, like Jameis and Godwin, if that's what you're talking about, that's fine. But don't be like going out of your way to do a quarterback wide receiver stack. If you land on it, it's okay. But don't be prioritizing that. You're not looking for correlation. You're looking for the most fantasy points at the position in cash. The reason that you look for correlation in GPPs is in GPPs, you're trying to capture the highest scoring game and get all the biggest pieces from that. In cash, you don't give a shit about the highest scoring game because you're not trying to beat out 100,000 people. You're trying to beat out one person in a head-to-head for the most part. Barkley or Zeke? Zeke for me. Any love for Julio? Yeah, I like Julio. Everybody's overstating the matchup against Xavier Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes was terrible last year. And the last time Xavier Rhodes shut down Julio was 2.5 years ago. So I think that he's gotten worse and Julio's only stayed on his peak. Carr or Matt Ryan? Matt Ryan. Benny Fowler, GPP, no shot. What do you think about Bell and Cash? I don't like it. How much coffee do you drink before this? Haha, you rock. Hey, Jason, I started getting into coffee a year ago. I've had at least 1 cup every single day. I've had a cup of coffee today, but that was at 4 a.m. So I haven't had coffee in 8 hours, so I need some. Dalvin Cook, question mark. I'm a lot lower on Dalvin Cook than the field. I'll have less than half the exposure as the field. Everybody's overhyping this Dalvin Cook matchup. There are 3 running backs in the same price range who will see equal to better touches in better matchups. Don't even try and tell me Atlanta's the worst against running backs. They're not. If you're going off of last year's data, Arizona was worse. The Bengals were worse. Kansas City was worse. Leonard Fournette, Chris Carson, Kerryon Johnson, all of those guys are playing those teams that are worse. So if your opinion on Dalvin Cook is, he's facing the Falcons, they stink. He had an 85-yard rushing touchdown. Well, there's other running backs in the same price range who will have more touches facing worse teams. So that's why I'm very opposed to. He's a good play. He's still a good play, right? He's a top 5 running back value, top 3 probably. I think there's 2 guys better point per dollar, but everybody's just automatically locking in Dalvin Cook because they saw him run an 85-yard touchdown in, or they saw their favorite tout him up like the best play on the slate. He's a good play. He's not worth 40% ownership. Your favorite stack? So I'm torn between a couple stacks, and I'm landing on the Rams a lot. Goff or Wilson? Goff for me. Mike Evans or Julio? Evans. Garoppolo or Foles in the GPP? Garoppolo. Unless you're so asking me for a quarterback in the GPP, you can't ask it that way. You have to tell me the stack. If you're not stacking in a GPP, you're automatically losing. So don't even bother playing. You have to be stacking. You're not going to get correlation that way in a GPP. All right, there's 500 and something of you watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you can. I'm going to drop the Patreon link if you're interested in my exclusive content. Yes, I am going to sell you. I'm not selling you much. I'm literally asking you if you have interest, you can join Patreon. That's it. That's the end of it. There's a lot of exclusive content. You can check it out for yourself. The last thing I will drop in here, because we've got 5 minutes left, is my Twitter. So follow me on Twitter if you have any more questions. I'm only answering for the last hour before lock priority Patreon members. So if you ask me a question on Twitter, YouTube, anywhere, and you're not a priority member, which there's only like 15 right now, you don't have my secret email address right now, I'm not answering your question. I'm sorry. I have to do my own stuff an hour before lock, and I have to answer those people's questions who are paying for it. So, yes. We have 5 minutes before lock. I'm damn tired. I'm sweating. Does anybody see my sweat? Oh, my God. Lord. I need water. I'm out of water. I'm dying here. We just had 550 of you in here, and I was going 1,000,000 miles a minute. Lord almighty. Again, non-believer. Shun me, I guess. Everybody's answering questions still. I need a breather. Can the man take a breath? Whew. Where's the water? Oh, my God. All right. Let me get a breather. I'll answer. Gurley or David Johnson? Gurley for me. I'm high on him. Favorite position for the flex, the running back. Lockett or Galladay? Lockett. Cousins, Cook, Thielen stack. It's fine. I don't like Minnesota today, though. Barkley, McCaffrey, Bell, playing them all together. You're being very contrarian. I don't think you need to. How many players should you be stacking from one team if you were playing on FanDuel? A wide receiver and 2 pass catchers, running back with a pass catcher from the other team. I have no interest in Mark Andrews. I have no interest in Mark Ingram in a GPP, honestly. He's okay, though. Thanks for the help. You kill it. Sal, been watching since the beginning. Keeping up. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Levon. Corey Davis and Cash. You are not playing Corey Davis and Cash. No. 0. Do not do that. Jesus. Titans are playing from behind? You're not playing Corey Davis and Cash. No. GPP, I wouldn't even play him. Godwin's, Evans, Winston, GPP stack. Yes, that'll probably be the most owned stack. Defense. You're running the most in GPPs. I just run whatever fits. I don't have any high exposure to anybody. I don't really care too much about defense. Sal, great work with this week and good luck. Got the Sal logo up. Yeah, if you guys want the logo, if you guys want this logo that you're seeing right here, let me know. This logo right here. If you want that, I will send it to you. It's on Patreon. I will make it public to everybody on Patreon. Or maybe I'll just keep it for patrons. What do you guys think? Cool. Prize Picks really reached out. Trying to get some free marketing on a video. Man, chill. Any long shot value on the Bucks D? Yeah, it's fine. It's Chris Carson thoughts. He's a top 3 running back today. John Brown or Samuel? John Brown for me in a GPP. Woods or Cooks? Cooks. Chargers and Eagles defense for 2 lineups. Yeah, I don't care about defense, honestly. Delaney Walker or Greg Olsen? Greg Olsen, but both are dust. Should we play Beckham Jr.? Yeah, he's a good play. Nobody's going to be on him. Or not enough people will be on him. Am I not live on Sportscaster this whole time? Man, that's so annoying. This should never be working on Sportscaster. All right, gang. We got 3 minutes. I'm about to bounce. Where do you think you rank Michael Gallup? I rank him not being in any of my lineups. Can Michael Gallup have 60 yards and a touchdown today? Yeah, but if that's your argument that he can do that, I could say that for 50 other receivers today. Dak Prescott keys in on Zeke. Dak Prescott keys in on Amari Cooper. And now Jason Witten is there in the middle of the field. I just am not going to get to Michael Gallup. It's as simple as that. He's going to be the 3rd to 4th read in that offense. There's a lot better guys, in my opinion. Thoughts on Bell? I have no interest. Bell's going to be playing limited. He's going to have 15 to 20 touches, they say, which is okay. Like 18 touches is okay for Bell anyways, but not as much upside as cheaper guys even. Larry Fitz or Jordan Howard? Larry Fitz. Thielen, Cooks, and Cousins stack? I don't have any interest. Mark Andrews on cash? Never play Mark Andrews in cash. He's the exact definition of a not safe tight end. I don't care if he's $2,000 flat. I'm not playing Mark Andrews in cash. He plays 50% of the snaps. You're lucky if he has 2 catches. All right, gang. I'm outie. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know what we topped that at. Did we hit 550? Does anybody know? What was the highest number somebody saw? Let me know right now. Bang, 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 bang. a million miles a minute with the voice. Lord almighty. Hey, if you're not yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button before you leave. This is a free hour of information. If you got any value from it, hit the subscribe button. Tell your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your dog, whatever you got to tell, your lizard. Tell them all. Hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's get it. We're about to hit 10,000 subscribers within a month, I think. I think we can get there, guys. So thank you so much. Somebody saw 522. Have a good one, Sal. Let's get this bread. Let's go. Thanks for all the hard work. You got it. 530. Sub. Thank you, Thomas Sloan. I appreciate you subbing. I signed up for your all sports package. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I know you, Rick. I've seen you around. Best sleeper this week. It depends on the position. It depends on your lineup. There's no best sleeper. 420. Oh, no, M&G. We had more than 420. We were at 530 at one point. I saw somebody say 540. We'll go at 540. All right, gang. It's 11:59. Hour to lock. This is the best day of the entire season. Let me know how you do. Like, I'm not about the screenshot life, so if you win something big and you want to screenshot it, you can put it on Twitter and tag me, and I'll say I'll like it. But for the most part, like, hit me with a DM. Like, I'm not trying to screenshot and say I'm making these guys win money. Look at me. No, I'm not like those little scam artists all over YouTube and all over Twitter right now that are gonna grow their channel to 1,500 subscribers and try and cash out by punking people for like $15 a month on their plan that they're gonna give you lineups and think that they're better than the lineups that they're building. It's terrible. But anyways, thank you. Awesome Sal, congrats on hooking up with Awesemo. Yeah, Awesemo's great people, very cool guys. Fantastic what they do in terms of marketing for DFS. I like it. Sal, great job as always. The side hustle of working. Yeah, Steve, I'm doing this full time now. No more side hustle. Subbed and on Patreon, says Mike Borg. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have 38 emails. That's subscribers. That's Patreon people. Y'all rock. Hey, Fun Squad said he subbed. Let's go. What's going on? Good luck on your lineups, bro. It's 12 o'clock. I'm out here. It's a hard stop. I got to do some things. Peace out, gang. Appreciate all of you. Love y'all. See ya.